visiting Israel next week, while the Pope will be visiting the Yad Vashem Holocaust Memorial Museum. The Shalom International rally to keep Jerusalem united will be taking place on Zion Square in Jerusalem. We spoke with Bob Kunst, who initiated the protest. Shalom, Bob. So why did you decide to protest for a unified Jerusalem at the same time of the Pope's visit?
This is a very important opportunity to send a message not just to the Pope, but to the European Union, to the United Nations, to Obama, everybody that wants to do this two-state insanity that would be the suicide of Israel, and at the same time to divide Jerusalem. We're here to make a statement. Jerusalem belongs to the Jews for 3,000 years and forever. It doesn't belong to the Pope or anybody else, and we're not here to divide it. The Pope has the Vatican, we have Jerusalem, end of story. And we have to make that declaration. And not only that, but to take advantage of 2,000 media that are here to cover the Pope. They're only going to have a pool of reporters over at the Yad Vashem where the Pope is going to be. So there's several thousand media here we could talk to the rest of the world. And the bottom line is we have to take advantage and tell our side of the story. I'm sorry to say that Israel does a lot of wonderful things, but when it comes to propaganda, they don't have a clue. So we're here to make a statement. We're here to tell the world this is ours. End of story. Jerusalem, Jewish for 3,000 years. Israel, Jewish for 5,000 years. We're not 61 years old. Get off our case. We already know the mess in Gaza was a total disaster, and they made that plan, and it went awry, and now they want to do it again with the whole country and with Jerusalem. We got to stop it. So everybody has to speak up.
Now, Bob, I understand that the protest is also about the demands of the Vatican for control over numerous sites in Israel, and the demand of Jewish organizations that the Church reveal to Holocaust orphans and their descendants their Jewish past.
Well, there's a lot of issues here. First of all, we have to understand that the Pope has made demands for, I believe, 14 different spots here in Jerusalem and 9 in Israel. At the same time, this is the Pope that spent time with Hitler Youth, who wants to make Pius XII, that was Hitler's Pope, that supported the Holocaust and funded Hitler and gave him the first support. He wants to make him a saint. Then this is the same Pope that just brought back a guy from that had been exiled in the whole thing, a British bishop who says there was no Holocaust. I mean, what do you do with this type of politics? At the same time, the Vatican is sitting under millions of dollars worth of Jewish artifacts that were stolen in the Holocaust, sitting under the Vatican that they haven't returned, let alone the doors to the First and Second Temple. So what is the Pope here to do? He wants to internationalize the city, take over the property, and then he runs it. What does that mean for Israel? The end of the Jewish state. We have to open up our mouth. This is not a small issue.
Now, is this a protest against the visit itself? And if not, don't you think it will be interpreted as such?
Look, the media will do whatever they want to do. We're here to welcome the Pope and to tell him to take a stand to support the fact that this is our Jewish culture and our Jewish nation and our Jewish history, and Jerusalem is Jewish. That's the end of the story. That's what we need from the Pope. And if he doesn't want to make that statement, we're here to make it for him.
Now, Bob, back to the protest itself, we understand that there will be some shofar blowing, the traditional Jewish horn.
We have to send an alarm and alert to the rest of the world. This is a very dangerous thing. If, God forbid, Jerusalem is divided, you're talking about the next war. And we're not talking about Lebanon or Gaza. We're talking about a major conflict. All these countries that want to divide Israel and divide Jerusalem are letting Ahmadinejad with Iran build a nuclear weapon to destroy us with. They all know what he's up to, and they're allowing him to do it. We have to open up our mouth. And Jews here, specifically in Israel, have to speak out loudly to the rest of the world. Because if you don't, then the rest of the Jewish world says, if you don't care, why should we? This is something that we have to have a handle on. And so from our perspective, we need to speak out loudly together, and this has to be the beginning process. But what we're doing here will go to every other leader. It's not just to the Pope.
Bob Kunst, Shalom International, thank you very much for joining us.
My pleasure. Everybody go to defendjerusalem.net. Let us know how to reach you. Toda Rabbah.